You know, we could do like the Korean War, or you know, the Cold War. I mean, I don't know how they would turn it into a game, but you know, at least with that, you can make up anything you want. You know, or make it like a spy third-person shooter where you had to infiltrate people's facilities to get intel and stuff like that during the Cold War, and you had to turn people, you know, their own intelligence agents, you know, to bring them over to our side. You know, just things like that. Make it, you know, kind of like, you know, that Alpha Protocol game, you know, except give them more money behind it to make the game better. That would be badass. I mean, if they made a military Alpha Protocol where you had to infiltrate an enemy facility, fight off the bad guys and stuff, and turn enemy agents, you know, or enemy, people, that way they work for your side. I mean, that would be badass. It would be something different. Like, Alpha Protocol was good. It was just marred by design flaws, and like, I loved that game. I played all the way through it, but it was just, at the end of the day, it was not a bad game, but the game mechanics made it bad. Like, if that game, let me relocate, that's too many people. But like, if the game came out, right, and it had the controls were good, the animations was good, the cutscenes looked good, people wouldn't have gave it, you know, such a bad rep. But because it didn't, the game's mechanics were bad. You know, I mean, people didn't play it. I mean, I hope they make a part 2. Because it would be interesting to see a new character in video games rather than the same guy, you know, the same people. Like Solid Snake, Sam Fisher, you know. I would want to play a new game where, you know, they made Michael Thornton into like one of those stealth-based game characters, you know. Because you gotta make new franchises and stuff like that. You can't just keep bringing back the same thing, because people, it's get old. It's like movies. There has to be a time when you let a character die. Like, that's one thing I'm glad that in Metal Gear, Hideo Kojima did. So where like he realized, like, okay, well, Snake's been in all these games. You have to let him die. You know, you can't just keep him forever being 30. Fighting Metal Gears for 20 games. No, it don't work. I'm sure a lot of people was like, no, don't. It was just like, no, man, you can't kill Solid Snake, man, because then, you know, who's gonna be the next protagonist for the next game? You know, you're just stopping your money, but you can't keep making a franchise with the same guy like that, with the same rehashing the same ideas. You have to change them, but don't change them away from your core aspects. Like, I remember playing like the latest Splinter Cell. I want to say Retribution, but I know that's not it. Splinter Cell Conviction, that's what it was, Conviction. And I hated the hell out of that game. I really did. That game to me was complete ass. Only because it wasn't Splinter Cell. It was like a third-person shooter. And they catered a whole lot to new, I ain't gonna say new characters, but new gamers, but new casual gamers. Splinter Cell was back in the day, was one of the, I can say back in the day, but you know, because it was only like 10 years ago. But Splinter Cell, when it came out, was one of the most hardcore stealth games. At the time, you had that, Metal Gear, and then after a couple years, Siphon Filter came out. And then, but Metal Gear, what made that different? It was like, you can play it stealth-wise, or you could just run and gun. So it left it to your own personal choice as far as how you want to play the game. Whereas Splinter Cell was a complete stealth-based game. You had to go through the whole mission, complete the objectives, and not be seen. You didn't get no checkpoints. You didn't get none of that shit like modern games have. Where it's like in this, if I die, you know what I'm saying, they're going to put me back at a checkpoint. You know, that was like a few minutes before, you know, where I died at. In Splinter Cell, no, you had to go the whole mission, complete the mission without being looked at. So you had to stealth kill guards and enemies and all that mess, and they couldn't see you. So if you got shot at, if they look at you and saw you or shot at you, mission was over. You had to start all over again from the beginning. So it made it a standard as far as stealth games, you know. And when I played the new one, granted, I wasn't expecting it to be like all stealth all the time, like the older ones do, because they changed that as the franchise went on. Like I remember Splinter Cell, like was it Double Agent, to where it wasn't every level wasn't a stealth mission like that where you couldn't be seen. Got that guy. And so they changed it, but when they made the new one, they changed it completely from what it was. I remember playing the game and it was like, okay, why in the hell do they give me a mark and execute system? I was like, that's just taking the skill out of the game. Because it's like, okay, now you're giving me a means to just press a button and have him automatically kill people? It's just like, come on. It wasn't fun. It was not fun for me. I mean, and a lot of people didn't like it. Because, number one, you're marketing and selling the game to the people who like Splinter Cell. New gamers aren't going to pick that up because it ain't like Splinter Cell wasn't a big franchise like that. It had its hardcore audience, though. The people that loved it, they played it. Okay. I'm just saying, see if they let me look at this dude. Look at it. Dude, I like shot, like. Okay. I might as well, since I'm here, help out the people he's shooting, But it's like, with Splinter Cell, they changed that so much. They turned it into like, that's like saying, you take a stealth-based game and turn it into a game like Gears of War, where it's cover-to-cover, third-person shooter. And it's like, it went so far away from what it was in my eyes. I played all the way through it. Alright, that was kind of pointless. They should have had me come up here, zoom in on the tower, then show the cutscene, then show the guy standing there. But like, I played Splinter Cell all the way through it and didn't like the main campaign. I thought the story was okay, but as far as gameplay and how the game was and compared to the older games in the franchise, it was a big letdown for me. Kind of like how Ninja Gaiden 3 was a big letdown to me. That's the reason why I haven't finished out the game yet. I'll finish it, but it's not on the top of my to-do list because it turned me off so much compared to what it was. And, okay, I guess that's the console of the shit. And, oh, standing still. Damn. I wish this game would give you hint markers as far as like, windage flags and stuff like that, because there's no way to direct, to tell, other than shooting and missing your target. There's no way of, now why didn't that hit him? There we go. Look at you trying to escape. Oh, damn, you're going to be pissing blood for a mean minute. But as far as the main campaign of Splinter Cell, I didn't like it. Now the other side, what are they? Ah, shit. The other side, what do they call that thing? Was it the one where you play the two other Splinter Cell guys? I ain't gonna say Splinter Cell guys, but the one where you play, one is the Russian guy and the other guy was the American guy, and you had it was like a prequel situation towards the main campaign storyline. That played more like the original Splinter Cell games than the main story with Sam Fisher. That's what I was expecting this Sam Fisher's campaign to be. And it seemed like the only thing that they did well that I liked was I liked how they put the black and white cutscenes on the environment around Sam Fisher. I thought that was a hot idea. That was a really good idea to me. And I also liked how pretty much that I like the fact that they made him older, because he was an old guy to begin with. You can't just have, so that was cool. And I like the interrogations of how, like, they were kind of redundant. I wish they'd went more in depth with it, to where like you had to actually break the guy if you wanted his intelligence. You know, rather than just, oh, let me just knock you against the wall 3 times and then you automatically tell me. I wish they gave you, let's say, like a meter or something like that, where you had to do it and break him. You know, like doing an actual interrogation where you had to break his confidence, and then, you know, get what you wanted to get out of him. But, you know, for a first try, what they did was real good. I like that. Yeah, maybe I can sneak up on this guy. Oh, just had to turn around. But, I mean, I don't know if they ever... I'm assuming eventually they're going to make another Splinter Cell. But that's getting like Metal Gear. You know, it's like... You can't keep aging like Sam Fisher, because then he'll be like 60-something years old, and then he shouldn't be able to do what he does. So that makes the game, even though it's a game, unrealistic. It's like, you know, you have to move on, maybe have him mentor somebody else to take his place. You know what I'm saying? You have to do something like that. Should I kill these guys, or I'm just gonna turn to automatically look at me? I mean, you're getting shot at by like enemy soldiers and whatnot. You ain't gonna come this way. God damn you, dude. But I mean, it's just, I really do hope that they'll continue the franchise. It's just I can't see where they're gonna go with it, because they already, you know, ran the gambit as far as every storyline. There's only so many times you can introduce a nuke. You know, all the enemies have a nuke, we gotta stop them. Or, oh my God, we got moles on the inside, and we got infiltrated. You know, it's only so many times you could do a storyline like that before it gets played out. Son of a bitch. Yeah, throwing rocks is really gonna help, dude. I hit him with a grenade. Oh. Could have swore there was somebody else. There we go. I would just run down there, but I don't want to get shot in my ass. Could have swore there was somebody else down here. There was 2 guys. One guy ran up. Fuck it. Well, if he is up there, he ain't shooting at me. That's a good thing. Alright.